Ah, what a wonderful day, isn't it? The birds are singing, the sun is shining. On a beautiful day like this, let's talk about YouTube. What's up guys, CardKaiser here, and today's video is going to be about YouTube's new changes in their YouTube partnership program and all that kind of good stuff, you know, like with monetization and all that kind of stuff. Now, please do note that before I get into this topic, this video was supposed to be recorded and uploaded last week, but since, as you can see here, there's I have a new lighting or video light for my videos. It's gonna be on my future videos, and that's gonna be all cool. But it was supposed to arrive last week's Wednesday, but it came 5 days earlier. So yeah, thank you UPS. So what are we going to talk about? It's about YouTube's new monetization, changes that they're doing. Not like with the whole, the green icon, the green dollar icon or the yellow icon and all that kind of stuff, but it's about just requirements of what you need to do in order to be able to monetize videos. So they released a statement on their YouTube creator blog, and I'm going to read it for you guys so that we can go through everything and we can see what it is, and then I'm going to talk about my opinion about this whole situation, because I feel like there's a little bit, not controversy, but like it dried up, so like it's affecting a lot of small creators, myself included, if I would monetize, but I'm not. So like I said, you're gonna hear my opinion after that I explain all this. So let's read. Additional changes to the YouTube Partner Program to better protect creators. 2017 marked a tough year for many of you, with several issues affecting our community and the revenue earned from advertising through the YouTube Partner Program. Despite those issues, more creators than ever are earning a living on YouTube, with the number of channels making over 6 figures over 40 year over a year. In 2018, a major focus for everyone at YouTube is protecting our creator ecosystem and ensuring your revenue is more stable. As Susan mentioned in December, aka Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, we're making changes to address the issues that affected our community in 2017 so we can prevent bad actors from harming the inspiring original creators around the world who make their living on YouTube. Logan Paul. A big part of the effort will be strengthening our requirements for monetization, and so spammers, impersonators, and other bad actors can't hurt our ecosystem or take advantage of you, while continuing to reward those who make our platform great. Now they get into the whole what happened last year, aka 2017, which was just hit all creators like a storm. Back in April 2017, we set up a YouTube Partner Program eligibility requirement of 10,000 lifetime views. While that threshold provided more information to determine where a channel followed our community guidelines and policies, it's been clear over the last few months that we need a higher standard. Starting today, aka last week on January 16th, we're changing the eligibility requirement for monetization to 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. We arrived at these new thresholds after thorough analysis and conversations with creators like you. They will allow us to significantly improve our ability to identify creators who contribute positively to community and help drive more ad revenue to them and away from bad actors. These higher standards will also help us prevent potentially inappropriate videos from monetizing, which can hurt revenue for everyone. On February 20th, 2018, we'll also implement this threshold across existing channels on the platform to allow for a 30-day grace period. AKA, they mean that if you do not meet the requirement of 4,000 hours of watch time and also 1,000 subscribers before February 20th this year, then you will be no longer able to earn money on YouTube. As it says here, on that day, channels with fewer than 1,000 subs or 4,000 watch hours will no longer be able to earn money on YouTube. When they reach 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours, they will be automatically re-evaluated under the strict criteria to ensure they comply with our policies. New channels will need to apply, and their application will be evaluated when they hit these milestones. Though these changes will affect a significant number of channels, 99% of those affected were making less than $100 per year in the last year, with 90% earning less than $2.5 in the last month. Any of the channels who no longer meet this threshold will be paid what they already earned based on our AdSense policies. After thoughtful consideration, we believe that these are the necessary compromises to protect our community. Of course, size alone is not enough to determine whether a channel is suitable for monetization, so we'll continue to use signals like community strikes, spam, and other abuse flags to ensure we're protecting our community from bad actors. As we continue to protect our platform from abuse, we want to remind you to follow YouTube community guidelines, monetization basics, policies, terms of service, all that kind of good stuff, as violating any of these may lead to removal from YouTube partner program. While this change will tackle the potential abuse of large but disparate group of smaller channels, we also know that the bad actions of a single large channel can also have an impact on the community and how advertisers view YouTube. We'll be working to schedule conversations with our creators in the months ahead so we can hear your thoughts and ideas on what more we can do to tackle that challenge. One of YouTube's core value is to provide anyone the opportunity to earn money from a thriving channel, and while our policies will evolve over time, our commitment to that value remains. Those of you who want more details around this change or haven't yet reached this new 4,000 hours / 1,000 subscribers threshold can continue to benefit from our Creator Academy, our Help Center, and all of the resources of the creator site to grow your channel. Even though 2017 was a challenging year, thanks to creators like you, it was full of moments that make YouTube such a special place. Creators large and small, established and emerging, transform their talent and originality into videos that captivate over 1 billion people around the world. They made us laugh, taught us about our world, and warmed our hearts. We're confident the steps we're taking today will help protect and grow our inspiring community well into the future. Okay, so these changes, okay, I'm like, okay, of course, you see some heartwarming speeches. Like, in my opinion, one thing I wanted to just add, actually, now I'm getting to my opinion, but first I just want to add some few things. The fact that they said here, like, even though, 2017 was a challenging year, which it was, and they say thanks to you, it was full of moments about a special place. In my honest opinion, 2017, I'm not saying that everything about 2017 was negative, but in my opinion, I feel like 2017 was a negative year on YouTube for all of us. Not necessarily all the time, like, I'm not saying that, of course, we didn't have any good moments on YouTube, but I feel like it was, and also in life in general, because, I had a tiny depression in 2017, so that was fucking fun. That was fun. But yeah, so let's get into the opinion. Let's get into my opinion about this whole thing. So of course, a lot of creators, small creators, not including myself, but like small creators such as myself, are really upset about this because now they can't monetize anymore. And personally, now don't get offended by this. Personally, I honestly have no problem with this. Okay, I do understand your frustration, but let me explain! The reason why I don't have a problem with this, because I think, in my honest opinion, I think it's not beneficial for YouTube. Because as a lot of you may know, or for those who don't know, like on Twitter last week, of course, many content creators pointing out, like, okay, some pointing out, like, okay, it's bad, but a lot of them pointing out it's good, because we have actually had a lot more positivity about this than negativity, in my opinion, at least of what I've seen. Because we have had people like Keemstar and PewDiePie tweeting out that back in the day when he was about to monetize, he had to have like, what was it, 25,000 subs or above, and manually request to be monetized, and then YouTube would choose if they want to monetize or not. And also Keemstar also saying that he feel like this would be better. Also him saying that they should have raised it a bit more, which had to be like 5,000 subs and having 20,000 hours of watch time, which to that I'm a bit skeptic about that point of view, but at least he agrees that this was a good thing. And of course now a lot of people are gonna think that I'm biased, taking the big YouTuber side and all that kind of stuff. And now people are probably gonna be like, "Oh, Kaiser, you just like biased people. You're really a huge fan of Keemstar and PewDiePie. You just love them to death." Or now follow me on with this one. Or maybe I'm just thinking from a realistic point of view. Because let's think about this logically. Let's say you would get a part-time job. Yes, we're going into the big adult world here. Whoa, big shock. Shit, I did not mean to make a pun about Big Shack. Not, but I mean Big Shock. Like, oh, now we're talking about this. Let's say I would work a part-time job, which I'm maybe planning to do later in the future. The minimum wage here is €8. So let's say I would work 3 days per week, and I would work 6 hours. So every day I would get €48 per the day I work. So 3 days, it would be €144. So I would get €144 per week. Now, of course, you get paid monthly in most of the job. So taking that multiplied by 4, I would get €576 per month. And that's just only working 3 days per week as a part-time job, 6 hours during the 3 days of that week. Now, if we compare that to YouTube. Now, see, this might not seem as a lot. Like, people might think like, oh, how you can't compare a real job to this. But let's actually compare this, because this is about money though. So we compare €576. We compare that, you would get that much during the month. While as, let's say if you would work the same amount of hours on a YouTube video editing and all that kind of stuff during the 3 days, or honestly work almost daily on YouTube videos, and you would be a small channel. And then after 4 months, and you would actually get paid by monetization, not the way it is now, but the way it was if you had over 10,000 lifetime views. Let's say you were a small channel, let's say around 200 subs, maybe 300, something like that. Realistically, because we can't calculate it that well, how much exactly, because it isn't like you get paid this much every month, because it's, it doesn't work like a job that way. You would get, what, almost $3, maybe 5, maybe close to 10, like, if you get lucky. See, from a realistic point of view, maybe you should just consider getting a part-time job if you're just, want the money. But of course, a lot of people don't want to get a part-time job, which is understandable, which in my case, I also wouldn't like to, but now after I grew up, I'm like, hey, you know what, maybe it would be cool to earn actually some money, and not through YouTube, just like actually maybe work out part-time job, because that actually, at the moment, it is better. And also, I feel like instead of YouTube paying out smaller YouTube channels, they're $2.50 or like maybe $5 every month to small channels, but it doesn't benefit them. Now they can later in the long run pay out to the content creators more money instead. Now, of course, a lot of people are pissed, but I feel like that's actually a better choice. However, I do feel like the people actually that do get screwed over, in my opinion, smaller channels, is definitely animators, and I would say possibly even musicians. Because in animation, it takes a long time to do an animation. And we all know that. It takes a long time to animate and do some cool animations and all that kind of stuff. It could take, weeks, maybe a month. Who knows? And of course, the way that YouTube is, in my opinion, it does usually, I'm not saying that it 100% does, but it usually, what I've seen, is like, oh, it promotes when you upload a video regularly, like almost every day, or then a little bit like few days later, but then you upload again, like during a week, and not like, oh, if you upload once and then you upload like few weeks later, it's like, oh yeah, you haven't been active, so we're not gonna show your work to viewers, all that kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't put the video on recommended, all that kind of stuff, which I think it's a bit, I don't like that system, because because I feel like it's what a lot of people working on something. Like I said, what if animators, also musicians, they're working on very good, awesome music, like it sounds really amazing. It might be one of their best music that they've done, but because you haven't uploaded in a very long time, now you upload, it's not gonna get recommended because your channel hasn't been active. So that, in my opinion, also fucks over musicians and animators. Of course, also small YouTubers, but I feel like if you're into animator or music, then a musician, then I feel like it doesn't screw you over that much. This was my opinion from a monetary standpoint of view, and now here's my opinion about just YouTube in general, now what they're doing. In my honest opinion, this doesn't hurt creators that much. Of course, I'm not saying that, when you when you make a YouTube channel, like the first YouTube channel, then you care about money. I'm not saying that, you don't care about the passion of YouTube. I feel like if you really decided to make a YouTube channel from the whole purpose of, I want to make money immediately, when you have no kind of audience and no following and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, did you really want to start YouTube because you want to do YouTube, or just because you want to get money? There's nothing wrong with wanting to get money. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like in YouTube's case, I feel like you should first build up your audience and work on your videos, getting better at it, having fun. Yes, I'm saying that word. Holy shit. We just broke the restricted word, fun. But in my opinion, I feel like you should have fun in YouTube videos first, money second. Okay, yes, you could monetize immediately, cool. But why would there be any point when you don't get that much money at the moment? And also the way YouTube has been with money, the last year, you know, with Adpocalypse, you know, AdSense hasn't even been that well. And in my honest opinion, since even how AdSense works is that if you don't reach the minimum of $100 per month, or like during that month, if you don't reach up to $100, they don't even pay you out that money. So is there any point of monetizing? For me personally, now that they've done this, honestly, first I was like, okay, but then I started thinking about it. Honestly, made me excited. Of course, like I said, of course, I'm not in it for the money. I mean, it would be cool one day to actually earn some money for the YouTube videos that I do, which would be alright. But mostly, but the most thing that I always keep in mind is always to have fun with YouTube videos. Because if you don't have fun with the YouTube videos that you want to make or that you want to do, then what's the point of doing YouTube? Honestly, what's the point of doing YouTube? In my opinion, I feel like now when they have done a restriction for how much you need to have and then you can get paid, now that they've done a restriction, in my honest opinion, this is so much better. Because now it's like, wait a minute. Now I don't have to worry about the monetization at all. Because now I officially cannot monetize. And I'm happy about that. Because now it's like, hey, fuck the money for 1 second, okay? Let me just focus on producing my content, making my content better, enjoying YouTube, and having fun with it. Which I'm always going to do. But now it's like, hey, now that option is out of the way. Now I can just focus on making myself better, on creating content and all that kind of good stuff. Because in my opinion, that's feel like what you should do when you start a YouTube. Of course, you gotta find, of course, you make your few videos, then they're whatever. But then, like, as you make more videos, you start to learn, you get better at it, and then I feel like at the beginning you should not monetize, because I feel like it doesn't benefit YouTube or you specifically. I feel like you should build up your audience first, and then build up your, you know, like, oh, getting better at videos and all that kind of good stuff, and then later on possibly monetize if you want to. So one of the things that Philip DeFranco said in his video, that you can make money on YouTube but not from YouTube. Because honestly, I feel like you should if you really want to make YouTube videos, and if you want to get money, I feel like you should diverse your income so that you get, like, of course, you could, like, oh, sign up for the AdSense and then get partnered by a network or something like that. That's fine, but I feel like don't rely only on that, because as we all know how YouTube has been going on with money and all, like with monetization, you know, like, oh, Adpocalypse happened last year. Oh, so many times the green button turned into yellow, and then, you know, it's limited or no ads situation. I feel like it's not that safe, because who knows what could happen next with YouTube and monetization. Because like how they did this now, I feel like this way they secured it better, because now they're trying to at least have some kind of limit and restriction, and I feel like that's better. In my honest opinion, I feel like they should have done this a little bit longer time ago, because then it would have been better, because maybe then the Adpocalypse might have never happened, or probably would have happened, but I feel like YouTube wouldn't be in a pickle from a monetary standpoint as they are now. Well, they aren't, but I mean, like, monetary, like, they're in a pickle or monetary standpoint for, you know, paying out to their beloved, you know, creators. And like Philip DeFranco said, I feel like you should, you know, diverse your income. Maybe like, hey, maybe start selling your shirt. Maybe design your own shirt, or have someone, or pay someone to design you a shirt of something that you said in a video, or something fun that has happened in your video, and then maybe like sell it, and like Teespring, like put maybe like, you know, like, oh, maybe $10 or $12. Let's say out of the 177 subscribers that I have, let's say that 10 people buy my t-shirt or my merch. 10 people bought it, $10,000, boom, I already made, what, 100, see? Boom. Boom, big shack, big monies. But you get what I mean. But I'm not saying like, oh, you shouldn't just, like, YouTube, like, money shouldn't be everything, because I feel like it's more important to have fun with YouTube, because that's how I always felt like it should be. Because I mean, like, I'm not saying that monetization ruined YouTube, but I feel like it became more like, oh, now this guy, oh, I gotta have more subs than you, more views than you, gotta get more money, and it's like, ha, I got more than this, what you got. Like, it became more competitive it became more of a competitive nature, which I don't like, because it should be more friendly. It shouldn't be like, oh, haha, I got this more than you, what you got? Oh, who are you? Oh, okay, you have small subs. Oh, whatever, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be. But unfortunately, it is. And I feel like this should inspire a lot of small creators now to just, just to work harder. And also now you don't even need to worry about the monetization, because it's not even an option now. So you should focus on, improving your content and all that kind of stuff. And then when you finally reach that requirement, after using your hard work and building up an audience of people actually enjoying your content, then maybe then you could start, monetizing through you, like on YouTube, through YouTube, or then through YouTube or through other ways. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Because this maybe still something I need to say, which is the whole fact that I feel like some people also this, because of this now that they're doing it, or like because of monetization always, or everything just recently with YouTube, last year, or it's been going on for a few years now, where people also worry, like, oh, what if I don't get views, or like, oh, this guy is more popular than me, blah, 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 blah. How about, listen to this, how about you stop for 1 second, comparing yourself to others, and being like, oh, they have so much more than me, oh, how can I be popular? How about you stop comparing yourself, and worrying about the views, the subs, the watch time, maybe watch time, maybe you should look, like, just, not like, oh, worry about it, but just look sometimes here and there, just, just for analyzing it for yourself. But I'm like, stop worrying about the views, the money, the subs, and all the kind of stuff, because if you start thinking about that, I feel like it becomes a negative thought, in my opinion, because I feel like it's not good for your health, because in my opinion, YouTube, because that's also the thing when people say, like, oh, you shouldn't do YouTube, blah, 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 like, it's not a good thing, like I feel like sometimes, like, if people say, like, oh, how can you get tired when you, or like, not that, but I'm like, when you say, like, when people outside of YouTube say, like, wait, why do you do YouTube, like, how, or like when they hear that you're tired because you're doing YouTube videos, it's like, how can you be tired, like you can't get tired when you make YouTube videos. Actually, yeah, you can, because in my opinion, YouTube, in my opinion, doesn't affect you or it doesn't affect you physically, unless if you do something that might be physical harm, which isn't good, but it affects you mentally. Because I feel like sometimes where I'm like, okay, I worked like so many times, recorded 5 episodes of worth of content to like some kind of series, let's say Ultra Moon, even though I haven't, but I need to start recording again. Of course, if it's gone like, let's say the videos are like almost 30 minutes long, then that's almost over 2 hours worth of content that I recorded. Of course, I would say that I'm mentally exhausted because I just recorded talking and all that kind of stuff, and then I still need to edit them and all that kind of stuff, which takes even more energy on my mental state. Not saying like, oh, now I'll go insane. Not that way, but I mean like, it's not physically tiring, but it's mentally tiring because there's so much you have to do with your brain, editing and all that kind of stuff, recording, methodology, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's all I want to say, because I feel like in the end, I do love YouTube as a platform. It is amazing. Oh yeah, good. Okay, actually I remember that because I was thinking, about the community. That's also one thing that YouTube pointed out, that they said that they're going to start to having conversations with us, the creators. I think that's a good step of direction, because that's something that they need to work on, or should have worked on a long time ago. They need to fix this. They need to fix the problems that we are bringing up attention, that a lot of people bringing up, not just like a few people, then they think like, it's nothing, but they need to fix the problems that are going around that they might not notice, but then they just ignore, but they should. And also I feel like communication is the key, because I feel like they need to communicate with us a little bit better. I'm not saying that they're not, because I mean they have the YouTube Creators blog and all those kinds of things to update us, but I feel like they need to have also better ways to communicate with us, so that we find out like, hey, what's going on, boom, what is happening, wait, what, and all that kind of good stuff. Like they need to have better communication. And also one thing, like I said, I do love YouTube as a platform. It is amazing, but I feel like sometimes they pick the very good times, or the very bad, like they pick the very interesting times to post some updates or that kind of stuff when something bad happens, like with Logan Paul and all that stuff. Like when something bad happens, then they do like, when should we do the updates? When should we release it? How about after something bad happened on YouTube and everyone's pissed at us? Good idea! You get what I mean? So I'm like that also there. I feel like it's a bit they need to work on that. But honestly, I feel like if they fix the communication, also fix the monetization, all that stuff, I'm just making the because like YouTube can never go back to how it was. Like, oh, it was good. Like how people say like, oh, it was better back then, even though thanks to how YouTube has been now, a lot of people have gone and, you know, they're living through YouTube and all that kind of good stuff. But I feel like it's like if they can get the whole, it's a positive environment on YouTube, it's not that competitive anymore and all that, then maybe then YouTube will go back to how it is. And it's never gonna go back to how it is, but maybe we can better ourselves from this. And yeah, that's all I want to say. I do apologize if this video was long because I just wanted to talk about my opinion and just share my thoughts about this whole thing. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then do not forget to hit that like button. And make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and turn on the notifications down below by hitting the bell icon so that you know when I upload more videos. And please guys, please put some in the comment section down below. Please comment about what your thoughts are about this whole YouTube partnership program changes. Let me know. Let's create a discussion in the comment section down below because I would really love to hear your thoughts and discuss with you guys what you think about this whole thing. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. See ya!